Hi, it's Brennan. Candlelight works. Wow. And I got this chapstick. It looks a little strange, doesn't it? Whoa. Whoa. Still working? Are you still there? It's me. It's me. You're fading. Okay, so. Oh, God. I think I spilled the wax. There it went. Huh. Okay, it's in my. It's in my. I learned how to make these candle holders out of an aluminum can. They kind of work. Keeps the wind off of it. What America is a unifying statistical sweet conspiracy. Okay, if you happen to have a big sister or a single biological mother and you don't have a father figure, a biological paternal father figure, especially, those people are lucky. That's Thomas Jefferson. He marries a slave. Okay, he gets invited to Paris. George Washington, because he's got that father figure and he's got the little sister. Okay, it's the opposite of having a big sister and or a single mother. Those equally can be this ultra ally for a man growing up in America. In Europe, it's the opposite. That's basically how it is. And there's some threshold of Americanized European countries, mostly England and Ireland, it seems, and a hint in the Nordic realm. But the more traditional continental Jewish, Italian, very continental traditional sort of, you see this profound sort of like Einstein that the Jewish, especially even the Jewish American to a large degree, if you've got a actual that cultural realm in your family and it's not American healthcare, okay, it's the opposite. It's the Anglo American versus the traditional European, the ancient continental, Jewish and Italian especially. It's just, um, but basically, yeah, um, there is no political uh, deviance. There is purely these statistics and these individuals who are intelligent enough to solve the problem. And it's not a like I've got you, ha ha, but rather you need me, yes sir. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, and you guys playing this game, the media is going to say, "Oh no, you can, of course they need you, but we're enslaving them all." And so we're going to, push the world into eternal war because the psychometric of being a journalist. Okay, police officers. You talk about the police being dangerous. That's a psychological authoritarian American reality, which certainly also the authoritarian. It doesn't exist in Ireland. There's an autocratic, uh, overwhelming autocratic reality in uh, in Ireland and um, I don't know. Maybe in England, it's very elusive. Um, but okay, I'm here to help people at the top because I'm in that same category of intellect. It's not an "I got you" equation, but it's a rather you need me, and I want to work with people who are with that stuff. I don't know. It's it looks a little suspicious. Suspicious. It's chapstick. It is. I thought it was just scented. Maybe it is colored. It looks a little suspicious, doesn't it? Anyways, yeah, okay. I want to make music and help people write policy, and I don't want to play this game. This is purely a statistical thing. I've always It's too complicated to explain it, but I'm telling you that every disaster in the world is happening because of this stupid, sweet conspiracy. Okay, some basically scapegoat pathology, which is the most destructive thing possible. Okay, and it's highly quantified, so it's very easy to identify and to connect the grounding reality that will make the utopian reality actually work without the sweet conspiracy, which works politically uh, for any deranged excuse. All right, that's the reality. You want the world to burn? Well, just ignore George Washington and the middle colonies, which is basically New York, especially. Um, I think maybe it's Philadelphia. I don't know what the middle colonies were exactly, but he would see them and he would see this like panic. There would be this is the sweet conspiracy. They would panic. They would go, oh no, anything but this. We want Thomas Jefferson because he's got a big sister and a single mother. He doesn't have any uh, father figure to make an authoritarian American, perhaps indeed a militant desperation that George Washington purely statistics. Okay, instead of the scholarly um, development that with that wisdom, with that tempering, you could say, oh yeah, look, if this guy is in the sweet spot, he'll be able to ground the all the excuses out and you'll have the perfect utopian system. I am that person and it's a statistic and I can identify I can do that. Okay. I don't think that anyone else can. I've looked far and wide, just the feasibility, just the pragmatic approach. It just doesn't even exist. Everyone else is on some delusion because of this sweet conspiracy. Okay, no one wants to actually think clearly, and I do, and it's an act of sheer desperation because of my. Again, I can't explain it. It's too complex. It has so many. It's like one of those advanced algebraic equations with all these imaginary numbers and stuff like that. All these ghosts, these nominalizations. Sherlock Holmes, when they're talking about Professor Mariani, they're talking about morphine, they're talking about radical drugs. And so it becomes, the kind George Washington. It sounds like um, Henry VIII. It sounds like a conspiracy of both Christian. Well, Henry VIII is as Catholic as they ever came. When he met a Protestant, he was like, "What is this?" It was like a bag of oats or some bag of. It just didn't make any sense. Okay, so we are culturally the Westerners, Judeo-Christian Western reality of the global economies. Okay, whatever. Um, the Spanish Armada divided. I think that the Nordic and the Southern, it just says, okay, well, we hate you or something like that. Go to Russia, and that's and it's also Constantinople, where they said, all right, we're going to Austria. That that happened because of the loss of that passage, that Christian passage. Um, and so instead of classic Venice, it became Austria, and then you know, it's just about managing the statistics. I'm telling you that, and I want to be with the people who actually care. I don't want to play an I got you game. Politics sucks completely. It's a endless rat race of confusion because that those advanced equations and the simple sliminess of this sweet conspiracy, okay, that will go on eternally, unless if you simply automatically say, okay, look, Brennan, we want you to come work for us, because if I have to ask, there will be disasters. That's how it works. If I, there's just a photo of me as an innocent 9-year-old, and horrible things are happening, including political elections. They're based on on this. Oh, look at the look on this young George Washington or Michael Jackson. Oh, we got a sucker here, and instead of like, oh, we have a genius here. Let's make sure that this person signs the contract, and I want to sign that contract for the bipartisan, ultra rational connection that all the people who I've mentioned over the years, I want to work with them. I don't want to have a public conversation because it is a guaranteed threat, a weapon against you, your friends, the whole world, against civilization and civility, instead of a clear invitation, imperative. An extraterrestrial invitation isn't like, oh, well, are the extraterrestrials going to be nice? No, they're going to be complete assholes until you're nice to them, okay? For sure. For sure. Definitely. I promise you that. That will be very nice if you're nice to them, okay? Ah! Okay. I think that's completely stupid. The extraterrestrials are making me laugh.